European seafood markets are heading into 2026 with tight groundfish supply, firm salmon prices, and short-term relief in tuna, while pelagics remain volatile and demand-driven. Starting with groundfish, the story remains tight. Atlantic cod prices are at record highs, now exceeding $9,000 to $9,500 per metric ton. This is a long-term supply issue, not seasonal. Scientific advice for Barents Sea cod points to further quota cuts in 2026 on top of reductions already made for 2025. At the same time, North Sea and Baltic cod fisheries are effectively closed on critically low biomass, reducing global numbers by 15,000 to 20,000 metric tons. Add sanctions and geopolitical limits on Russian supply, and cod availability into 2026 remains extremely restricted, making early coverage or substitution planning increasingly important. Turning to farmed salmon, export volumes out of Norway eased slightly, but prices moved sharply higher late November. The key shift here is trade flow, not production. Asia continues to absorb a growing share of Norwegian salmon, tightening availability for Europe as China and Southeast Asia gain ground. Late-month pricing showed renewed strength, reinforcing that salmon prices remain well-supported, heading into early 2026, particularly for fresh product with limited downside in the near term. In contrast, tuna markets have softened. Skipjack prices in Bangkok have fallen to around $1,550 per metric ton, down from early 2025 levels, reflecting post-holiday demand, fatigue, and increased supply from the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Yellowfin prices have also eased, with further softening expected as quotas reopen in early 2026. At the same time, upcoming U.S. import restrictions under the Marine Mammal Protection Act may redirect fresh tuna volumes toward Europe, creating selective buying opportunities while prices remain under pressure. Finally, small pelagics. Herring prices climbed more than 20% year-on-year, even as export volumes slipped slightly. Mackerel prices also rebounded sharply in November, despite record quotas earlier in the season. This continues to underline that pelagic pricing is driven by demand rather than quota size, particularly in key Asian markets, keeping volatility firmly in play. Our recommendation is to secure groundfish coverage early for 2026, maintain disciplined buying in salmon, and use current softness in tuna to your advantage, while closely monitoring pelagics for demand-driven volatility. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to our 3-Minute Market Insight to stay tuned for further updates. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This has been Mariana, reminding you to buy smart and eat more seafood.